What's up guys, it's me Jeremy. For the most part, RuneScape is a pretty smooth running game with fairly minimal bugs, but sometimes, especially way back in the day, things slip past the development team and end up making it into the live game, sometimes causing some crazy damage and creating insane exploits. So today I kind of wanted to take a look at some of the craziest glitches in RuneScape history. So if you enjoyed the video, definitely hit that like button or let us know in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe for some more videos. So first up, we're looking at a bug known as the Noclip Glitch. For people unfamiliar with what no-clipping is, it's essentially just the ability to walk through barriers placed by the game developers, like walls or maybe a closed door. Essentially, this was a glitch that allowed players to clip through objects that were otherwise impossible, and this had people glitching into areas like Prifddinas, which at the time was still unreleased content. It even let super high leveled accounts visit Tutorial Island. Thankfully, the aftermath was very minimal, and only about 6 people in total were able to abuse the bug before it was patched. Next up, we're looking at what was probably the most technically advanced glitch in RuneScape history, and it was known as the PAFT, or more specifically, the Personal Area Forced Teleport glitch. It was a glitch that allowed a player to teleport to various instances within the game. Instances being things like the player-owned house or maybe a quest area. Players could get into unused areas of R Down which still had stalls loaded with items and no NPCs to stop you from stealing, for example. The glitch also allowed you to get into plenty of areas that were otherwise impossible or non-existent. You could even teleport into minigames, take the items from them, and then teleport out, allowing you to smuggle minigame exclusive items outside of the actual game itself. Not to mention that every single cutscene in the game is considered kind of an instant by code, meaning that you could jump to any cutscene during any moment of the game. The craziest part is actually how this glitch was nearly impossible to patch, as it abused a core part of the game's code and existed in the game for actually quite an extremely long time, if not years. And there was kind of like a niche black market community that used the glitch to smuggle items famously out of dungeoneering and other minigames especially. While Jagex continued to make it harder and harder to abuse this glitch, some say that it's actually still possible to do this glitch in RuneScape today, in RuneScape 3. However, this isn't confirmed whatsoever, it's really just a rumor, and it's definitely a bannable offense if you go use this glitch in the game, as many people have been banned for it already. For the next one that we're taking a look at, we're going for something that takes us way back, and it's actually the Equippable Knife bug. Now, this glitch first appeared all the way back in 2002, and it allowed players to essentially equip multiple knives. So essentially, from RuneScape Classic, way back in the day, you were able to equip knives, like the things that you would use to fletch or stuff like that. And this glitch took advantage of the fact that in RuneScape Classic, an item doesn't actually get dropped until the player stops moving. Players would put a wieldable item in their first inventory slot and then fill the rest of their inventory with knives. What's insane is that using this glitch, players could equip up to 29 knives and attack with them all at once. And if abused right, these stats would stack on top of each other, and it would allow players to have just insanely high damage. Jagex later patched in code to punish players who abused this bug until they were able to figure out how to fix it, and for a time players that had knives equipped inside the wilderness would just instantly die. Anyone who used this bug in PvP was also banned, and anyone who abused it for training was temporarily banned as well. Next, we're taking a look at the Bolt Duplication glitch. In February of 2010, this bug lasted actually only a mere 24 hours. However, it had a pretty insane impact on gameplay, as it allowed players to duplicate dragon bolts during the enchanting process. And this resulted in just tens of millions of GP per hour. The glitch could be used on any bolts, but was most popular with dragon bolts because they were just the most expensive, really. Jagex later made a statement expressing the severe consequences against players who abuse this bug, including a player who had a total level of 2,376, which was the max level at the time, who got banned. They even stated that they banned a player with over 1,000 days of total playtime. That's 24,000 hours. It kind of really goes to show how seriously Jagex takes punishment for following people who abuse exploits in RuneScape. Next up, there was also another PvP kind of game-breaking bug that was really crazy, and it was known as the Infinite Granite Maul Spec glitch. And well, it just allowed players to infinitely use their special attack while attacking with the Granite Maul. It kind of makes for a really crazy video from way back in the day. And of course, this glitch was heavily abused for PvP at the time. There was no official statement from Jagex on punishment for using this glitch, but forums reveal several people who abused this glitch did get banned. Well, just like everyone else really in this video. Our next glitch is probably the funniest one we have on our list today, and it's definitely my personal favorite, and it wasn't game breaking by any means, it's just absolutely hilarious, which is why I wanted to include it. It's known as the Bedsheet Bug, and it allowed players who participated in the Ghosts Ahoy quest to keep the ghost sheets on their character after the quest was completed. They did this by having the banker teleport them into the party room. Even better, dying in a duel arena with the ghost sheets equipped would have your character become extremely deformed. Looking all jaggy and glitched as you walked around the world definitely caught the eyes of just about everyone and gave the community a huge laugh. And also as a side note, I was personally not able to find any reported bans for anyone abusing this glitch, thankfully. Next on the list, we have the runecrafting experience in Dungeoneering. So this glitch appeared right after the Dungeoneering skill was originally implemented, and the glitch came from an issue with the equation used to calculate runecrafting experience gained inside the Dungeons of Daemonheim. The experience was supposed to be rapidly decreased, but instead, with a glitch, rapidly increased. As a result, players gained millions upon millions of runecrafting experience in just a few hours. Of course, like all the other glitches on our list, it was patched shortly after it was discovered, and Jagex quickly issued a rollback on the dungeon, as well as everyone who gained experience from it. And next up we have what's probably one of the most interesting glitches to ever happen in RuneScape, and it's one of the glitches that still has a massive effect on the game today. During March of 2014, the Archer's Ring had a sudden drop in price on the Grand Exchange. A massive hit resulting in the value of the ring shooting down from 900,000 GP to 100,000 in just a few hours. Shortly after, it went down a second time, falling all the way down to a mere 1,000 GP per Archer Ring. Originally, this was believed to be because of some sort of duplication error, however, Mod Tyron created a post expressing that it was actually a human error in the system. This error from a JMod caused a single player to accidentally receive millions of Archer's Rings. The player then decided to take advantage of this error and sell off all of his Archer Rings immediately for cheap, causing the price to instantly crash. This is probably why Jagex doesn't like to refund items from people. What's truly insane though, and I personally just find totally fascinating, is while Jagex after this glitch was found out, they actually removed all of the Archer's Rings that were added into the game from this. But the price of the Archer's Ring still today is only about 50k GP, where it was previously worth almost $1 million, and it really goes to show just how detailed the RuneScape economy is. This real world incident just had such a long-term impact on the price of the item. Although it's kind of an unfortunate event, it does kind of provide a really cool case study in terms of the economy of the game. And next up on our list, we're taking a look at something that was probably the most powerful glitch ever in RuneScape, I want to say. And honestly, the effects of it are definitely still existent in-game today, even though it's over a decade old at this point. And it was a duplication glitch that was found by a player that goes by the name of 6 Feet Under. He was experimenting with a third-party program that was made to trade sites. However, instead of trading sites, he found out how to make non-stackable items stackable. And what was crazy about this glitch is that you didn't even need the item on hand to duplicate it. You could use this program to essentially spawn in just any item you wanted, really. And he was so excited about his findings that he shared it with some people from the community, and then they began to spawn in items, more specifically the most expensive item in the game, party hats. Within a few days, hundreds of players knew about this glitch, and the effect this had on the RuneScape economy was permanent, really. Tons of rare items had their market prices crash, more specifically the purple party hat, once being the rarest and most expensive party hat in the game, suddenly became significantly less rare, the least rare, and the cheapest party hat in the game. And that's still the case today, and it's why the purple party hat is significantly less desired than the more rare counterparts. Jagex responded by stating that nothing could be done to fix this glitch because at the time, they unfortunately didn't understand the full process on how the duplication glitch worked. They also said that this would have a lifetime effect on the entire RuneScape economy. Eventually, Jagex offered a lifetime RuneScape membership to whoever could tell them how the bug worked. And at that point, several members from the community came out and told them, and eventually the glitch was fully patched. While Jagex understood the long-term effects of the economy, they actually refused to roll back the game from the glitch at the time. And this is another very interesting case study behind the RuneScape economy and an example of something crazy that still affects the game today, even though this glitch happened so many years ago. And of course, in a video talking about the craziest glitches in RuneScape history, we have to talk about the most iconic RuneScape glitch by far, the infamous Falador Massacre. Also nicknamed the 666 bug because it happened on the June 6th of 2006. The first player to achieve 99 construction decided to host a party in his player-owned house. Anyone who engaged in combat was kicked out of the house by the player. However, somehow everyone who was kicked out of the house retained their ability to attack players anywhere in RuneScape. The players who discovered this quickly took advantage of this and began attacking players in crowded cities. Jagex marked killers with a black tag, and players who massacred large amounts of other players were permanently banned. This glitch only lasted about an hour before moderators were informed and it was stopped. The event was so infamous that on June 6 of 2016, RuneScape hosted a 10-year anniversary where players could participate in a special event. This would teleport players to Falador where they could play a 2-stage event. It's pretty cool how the devs dedicated themselves to creating an event for this iconic moment, even if it's kind of just a blunder on the part of Jagex. And it's a really amazing nod to the nostalgia of some of the older players who were around during the time when this glitch first happened. And for the remainder of the video, I wanted to talk about some of the more crazy glitches that happened during the current version of specifically old school RuneScape, and not just like history of RuneScape way back in the day. And there's two in specific that were crazy that have happened actually quite recently. So one of the crazier glitches that happened in old school RuneScape was one of the more recent glitches known as the World 347 glitch. This happened during a maintenance on April 24th in 2018. World 345, which is the standard world that holds the normal Deadman mode, was transferred to World 347 temporarily. So the world was accidentally made into a Deadman mode world. The mode was applied before forcing players to log out and actually lasted for 2 minutes. During this short time, a small number of players actually died and lost a total worth of 58 million GP as well as a lot of experience. Jagex responded by giving out 15 bonds to the affected players. And last on our list, we have something that's super recent, but I think we're going to look back on it in a few years as something that was just the craziest thing ever, and that was the coin pouch glitch. This is a major glitch that occurred in July of 2018. The code that handles death in the game was changed, but was done incorrectly. The code forgot to implement a system to handle stacked items, and this caused certain items to stack to a max cash stack of 2.147 million coins after death, or a little bit over 2 billion. Jagex acted instantly by taking the old school servers offline and completing a rollback. Players who abused this bug were temporarily removed from the game, but no permanent bans were issued. And that's actually just about going to wrap up our list. Hope you guys enjoyed our showcase of some of the content we put together of the craziest glitches in RuneScape history. I think a lot of these are just so cool and interesting, and some of them even affect the game today, as it is now. Anyway, it looks like that's going to be it for this one. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe if you want. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.